Welcome back, my dear friends. I'm truly grateful you're here today, sharing this quiet moment with me. Whether you're sitting by your favorite window with a warm cup of tea, or simply letting this video play as your day unfolds gently around you, I want you to feel one thing right now. You're not alone on this path toward better health. At New Life 70 Plus, we're here not just to talk about problems, but to walk beside you with wisdom, clarity, and care. Our mission is to help every person over 60 live stronger, think clearer, and feel truly alive in their bodies again. Because aging should not mean suffering quietly. It should mean rising into your best, most free years. So take a deep breath. Exhale slowly. Let this time be just for you. Now, picture this for a moment. It's morning. The sun filters in through the curtains. You get up, stretch, and make your way to the kitchen. You open the fridge and reach for what you've always believed to be the healthiest option, fresh fruit. Maybe it's a bowl of grapes, or a juicy orange. Maybe a couple of slices of watermelon on a warm day. You take that first bite, feeling good about your choice. After all, fruit is nature's candy, right? What could possibly be wrong? Well, that's what we're about to gently explore today. Because what if I told you that especially for those of us dealing with joint pain, stiffness, or arthritis, some of the fruits we consider healthy might actually be working against us? What if something as simple as that morning bowl of fruit is silently inflaming your joints day after day? I know. It sounds strange, even a little upsetting. But I promise you this isn't about creating fear. It's about shedding light on what's often overlooked, so you can finally feel better. If this resonates with you already, if you or someone you love has been struggling with aching knees, swollen fingers, or that familiar stiffness, when you first wake up, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. It helps more people like you find the truth they've been missing for years. Because this could be about you, or your spouse, or your sister, who still limps down the stairs every morning, even though she's tried everything. And if what we're about to talk about can help you find just a little more relief, even just a few more pain-free mornings, it's worth it. So let's gently pull back the curtain on something the food industry rarely talks about, because fruit, my friends, isn't always innocent. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt more swollen or achy the day after indulging in a fruit smoothie or a big fruit salad? Have you ever noticed your joints throbbing after a weekend of eating clean? If so, you're not imagining things. Because while fruits do contain vitamins and antioxidants, certain types, especially when eaten the wrong way, at the wrong time, or in excess, can spike your blood sugar, increase inflammation, and yes, make arthritis worse, especially in just a matter of days. Let's begin with the first one, grapes. Beautiful, sweet, easy to eat grapes. Many people over 60 snack on them every day, believing they're doing something good for their health. And in moderation, that may be true. But grapes, especially the seedless, extra sweet kinds, are loaded with something we don't talk enough about: fructose. Now, fructose is a form of sugar that doesn't raise blood sugar the same way glucose does. But here's the catch. Fructose gets processed almost entirely in the liver, and when your liver becomes overwhelmed, that fructose turns into fat and triggers something called uric acid buildup. Why does that matter? Because uric acid doesn't just cause gout, it also inflames the joints in people with arthritis. It's like pouring gasoline on an already smoldering fire. Your immune system reacts, inflammation rises, and your joints, they start to throb, swell, and stiffen more than usual. So that harmless bunch of grapes might be more harmful than helpful. Now let's talk about oranges. Oranges are iconic, a symbol of health since childhood. But did you know that citrus fruits contain high amounts of citric acid that can irritate the lining of joints already inflamed? And more than that, orange juice, in particular, is a blood sugar bomb in disguise. One glass contains as much sugar as a can of soda. That sugar? It increases inflammation markers, like C-reactive protein. And that, in turn, can accelerate the breakdown of cartilage. I know this may feel like too much, but stay with me, because we're building something here. Not fear, but freedom. Once you know what to look for, you can make changes that truly work. Let's now visit watermelon. Cooling, refreshing, a summer staple. But watermelon has an extremely high glycemic index. It enters your bloodstream fast, causing a rapid rise in blood sugar, and then, often, a rapid crash. For people with insulin resistance, which includes a vast number of seniors, this creates a cascade of inflammation, stress hormone release, and immune system confusion. The result? Your body starts attacking itself, especially your joints. Lastly, we'll touch on bananas. Soft, filling, and rich in potassium. But did you know that overripe bananas, in particular, are incredibly high in sugar and histamine? And histamine is a powerful inflammatory compound. For someone with arthritis, that means increased joint pain, fatigue, and brain fog after even a single banana if your system is already overloaded. So when doctors warn that some fruits can worsen arthritis in just 3 days, they're not exaggerating. You might not notice the full picture immediately, but suddenly your knees hurt more, your ring won't fit, you can't grip your coffee mug like you did last week. It's sneaky, subtle, but real. And now that we've brought this to light, we can begin to understand why. Because knowledge, true, compassionate knowledge, is the beginning of healing. In the next part, we'll take this even deeper. We'll break down exactly how these fruits affect the immune system. Why arthritis is more than just wear and tear, and how blood sugar, digestion, and even gut bacteria all play a role in how your joints feel each morning. But for now, just take a moment to notice. How many of these fruits have you eaten recently? How often do you reach for them thinking you're making a smart choice? You're not to blame. You were doing your best. And the beautiful truth is, with just a few gentle adjustments, your body can begin to recover. The swelling can ease. The stiffness can fade. You can move easier, smile more, and stop dreading the stairs. Because healing begins with understanding. Shall we continue? Now that we've brought awareness to the fruits that could be quietly worsening arthritis, it's time to dive deeper, not just into the what, but into the why. Because understanding the root causes empowers you to make small, confident changes that ripple through your entire body. Let's begin with a simple truth that many doctors don't say out loud. Arthritis isn't just old age. It's not just your joints wearing out. That's an outdated view, and quite frankly, it leaves so many people feeling helpless, as if nothing they do will matter. But the truth is much more hopeful than that. Arthritis is often the result of chronic, low-grade inflammation, a kind of invisible fire smouldering inside your body. And like any fire, It needs fuel. That fuel can come from many places, but one of the most common and overlooked sources is what we eat. Not just greasy fast food or heavy meats, but even foods we think are healthy, like fruit. Now, don't get me wrong, fruit has a place, but not all fruit is equal. And more importantly, your body after 60 is not the same as it was at 30. Your metabolism has changed. Your blood sugar responses are different. Your gut bacteria, the little army that helps you digest, heal, and defend yourself, has also changed. Let me explain using a simple image. Imagine your body as a garden. When you were younger, the soil was rich, the plants resilient, the system could handle all kinds of weather. But now, that garden needs more care. The same storm that your garden could handle at 25 might tear up the soil at 65. And if you water it too much, or with the wrong kind of water, even something as pure as rain, it can lead to root rot instead of growth. That's how fruit affects the aging body. The same banana that gave you energy when you were 20 might give you joint pain when you're 70, because your garden has changed. Let's take a closer look at how that happens. When you eat fruit, especially high fructose fruits like grapes, mangoes, or watermelon, it quickly enters your system. In small amounts, the body handles it. But if your liver is already working overtime, maybe from years of medications, processed foods, or even stress, it can't process all that sugar efficiently. So what does it do? It stores it as fat around the liver and organs, and it produces uric acid. You remember we talked about that? Uric acid isn't just for gout, it's a pro-inflammatory substance. That means it turns up the volume on your immune system. And for someone with arthritis, whose immune system is already confused and attacking joint tissue that's like yelling into a microphone that's already at max volume. Boom. More swelling. More pain. But there's another layer here, and it's one most people never consider. Gut health. You see, much of your immune system lives in your gut. That's why when your digestion is off, your whole body feels off. Now imagine you're constantly feeding the bad bacteria in your gut with excess fruit sugars. These bacteria thrive on sugar, and in return, they produce endotoxins, chemicals that leak into your bloodstream and trigger, you guessed it, inflammation. This process is called leaky gut syndrome, and it's been quietly linked to arthritis, autoimmune issues, fatigue, and even memory loss. So when you hear that eating too much fruit might worsen arthritis in just 3 days, it's not fear-mongering, it's biology. Let me tell you about Clara. Clara is 67, retired school teacher, grandmother of 4, and one of the most spirited people you'll ever meet. For years, she believed she was eating clean. No soda, no cookies, just salads, smoothies, and lots of fruit. Every morning, she had a big bowl of melon, grapes, and orange slices. She even added a banana to her spinach smoothie. And yet, her knees hurt more each month. She couldn't kneel to tend to her garden. Stairs became her enemy. She tried turmeric, glucosamine, new shoes. Nothing helped. Until one day, her granddaughter said, "Grandma, maybe it's your breakfast." Clara was skeptical, but she gave it a shot. She cut her morning fruit down to one small handful of berries, added eggs and avocado instead, and stopped snacking on grapes throughout the day. And in 4 days, the swelling in her hands reduced. The pain in her right knee eased. By week 2, she could walk around the block without her old limp. Did the fruit cause all her problems? Number. But in her case, it was the final drop in an already overflowing cup. Once she removed it, the body had space to breathe, to calm down, to begin healing. That's what I want for you. Not to fear food, but to listen to your body, to treat it like the wise, sensitive, miraculous thing it is. Because arthritis is not a punishment, it's a message. And the foods we eat are either part of the problem or part of the solution. In the next part of this video, we're going to talk about exactly what you can do. Not just what to avoid, but what to replace these fruits with. Simple swaps. Healing alternatives. Gentle, affordable changes that your joints and your taste buds will thank you for. We'll also talk about who should not cut fruit entirely. Because remember, this is not one size fits all. It's about personalizing your healing path. So before we continue, take a moment. Think about your last 3 days. What did you eat in the morning? Did your joints feel better or worse after lunch? Did you notice any changes in your energy? Your body is speaking. And now, you know how to listen. Shall we go on? Welcome back, dear friend. Now that we've walked through the misunderstood role of fruit and how it might quietly be fueling the inflammation in your joints, let's take a deep breath together. Because this next part is where things begin to change. Not with fear or restriction, but with gentle, empowering choices. Remember Clara from earlier? What helped her wasn't giving up everything she loved, it was understanding her body's signals and making thoughtful adjustments. And you can do the same. Let's begin with one simple truth. Your body is not your enemy. It's not betraying you. It's doing the best it can with what it's been given. Every ache, every swelling, every stiffness, it's not punishment. It's communication. So let's respond with kindness and clarity. First, let's talk about what to eat instead. If high-sugar fruits like grapes, watermelon, mangoes, or bananas seem to trigger joint pain or fatigue in you, try substituting them with low-sugar, anti-inflammatory fruits. These include berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Packed with antioxidants and fiber, they support gut health and reduce oxidative stress. Avocado. Yes, it's technically a fruit, and it's rich in healthy fats that actually calm inflammation. Lemons and limes. Great for flavoring water and supporting the liver. Olives. Another surprise fruit full of oleic acid, a joint-friendly compound. And here's the best part. It's not about giving up sweetness. It's about choosing the sweetness that heals instead of harms. Here's something I often recommend to my patients. Start your day with a savory breakfast. Yes, I know many of us grew up on toast and fruit or a bowl of cereal with bananas. But try this instead, just for 3 mornings. 2 boiled eggs with olive oil, a few slices of avocado, steamed greens or a small cup of bone broth, herbal tea or warm lemon water. You'd be amazed how your joints feel by lunch. Then, if you'd like something sweet, try a few blueberries with chia seeds and plain yogurt around mid-morning. It gives you that natural lift without the crash. Why does this work? Because you're lowering the morning blood sugar spike. And when blood sugar stays stable, inflammation goes down. Think of it like smoothing the water on a lake. When it's calm, everything underneath begins to settle too. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about perfection. It's not about becoming afraid of fruit or counting every bite. It's about listening. Some people can handle a slice of pineapple without trouble. Others feel their fingers ache a few hours later. That's not failure. That's feedback. And here's something else no one talks about. Stress eats sugar too. What do I mean? When you're constantly stressed caring for grandkids, worrying about your health, feeling lonely or overwhelmed, your cortisol levels rise. That hormone signals your body to hold on to sugar and inflammation. So even if you eat healthy, stress can make your body behave like it's under attack. So please, be gentle with yourself. Healing isn't just about food, it's about the life around your food. Sit down when you eat, put on music, take a walk in the sun after breakfast. These tiny rituals send powerful signals to your nervous system. We are safe now. We are healing. Now, before we wrap up, let's talk about exceptions and safety. You should never radically change your diet without considering your overall health. If you have diabetes, kidney disease, or are on medications that affect potassium or blood sugar, talk to your doctor before cutting or increasing any food group. And remember, fruit in small amounts can still be part of a healthy life. We're not cancelling fruit, we're calming inflammation. Let's go back to that garden metaphor one last time. Your body is your garden. You don't need to bulldoze it and start over. You just need to pull out the weeds gently, water the soil with care, choose the right sunlight, and give it time. Over the next 3 days, here's a challenge for you. Choose just one fruit to pause for now, especially if you've noticed a link to pain. Replace it with a calming food. Avocado, berries, steamed spinach, herbal tea. Keep a little journal. How do your fingers feel? Your knees? Your energy? You might be surprised by how quickly your garden begins to bloom again. And when that happens, when the pain softens, even just a little, I hope you remember this moment, this choice, this simple act of listening to your body. Because you're not broken, you're not too old, and it's never too late. You still have time to feel better, to walk easier, to wake up and stretch your arms without wincing, to play with your grandchildren, tend your garden, dance in the kitchen without pain pulling you back. All it takes is noticing and nourishing. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you love. Maybe they've been wondering why their joints feel stiffer lately. Maybe they've been eating the same fruits, unaware. Let's help each other. Let's age with power and peace. Let's make these years the healthiest ones yet. You've got this.